Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Tom Hesser Dealerships, is on MyTV WQMY.
Welcome inside Kenneth M. Robbins Stadium. We're in Loyalsock Township, Lycoming County. Tonight, it's a battle of two Friday night rivals, top 10 teams in the Pennsylvania Heartland Athletic Conference, Division II. As number 2, Danville battles number 4, Loyalsock. Pleasant good evening, everyone. I'm Bob Ide, and welcome to week number 4 already of high school football here on MyTV WQMY. Joining me, as he always does in the booth, former Tunkhannock area coach Jan Sechak, and Sarah Goulden from the Fox 56 News First at 10 will join us on the sidelines. And Coach, these two teams are ranked in the state, but what we care about tonight is our Friday night rivals top 10. So as we look at the top 10, we see that 60% of our top 10 is from District 4, including the teams here tonight.
Well, District 4, the perennial powerhouses are flexing their muscle in our top 10. And year in and year out, the 6 teams are the ones that always are the ones to beat.
Let's talk about the Ironmen first. Listen to me now, 179-0. That's what they've outscored their opponents this year. Danville comes in undefeated. One of the main reasons why is wide receiver and our Allied Services spotlight player, Carson Persing.
Carson Persing. He's 5'8", 180 pounds. He's a speedster. He's scored over 1,400 on his sports, looking at Ivy League schools right now. But more importantly, 238 yards and 6 touchdowns on the year.
Unbelievable. Loyalsock may have pulled off the biggest upset in the state this season, beating 12-time state champion Southern Columbia a week ago, pretty dominating as well. They're scoring at 29 points per game. And one of their main reasons why is an all-state running back. He's our other spotlight player from Allied. That's Davion Hill.
Davion Hill, 6'2", 215 pounds. The Loyalsock Lancers are using his feet and legs to get in there. Over 500 yards rushing this year with 4 touchdowns. He is the key to their offense.
Also an all-state basketball player as well. So let's take a look at our Tom Hesser keys to the game. First for Danville.
Danville, they want to make sure that they consistently do what they do on offense. And they also want to try to contain Davion Hill.
And for Loyalsock?
Loyalsock, control that line of scrimmage. We hear that week in and week out, but Coach Van Fleet is really stressing it, and he also wants to prevent big plays from the defense.
A lot of eyes around the state for this one. It's number 2, Danville, and number 4, Loyalsock. The kickoff is next.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Tom Hesser Dealerships on MyTV WQMY.
Since Justin Van Fleet became the head coach of the Lancer 11 years ago.
Welcome back to Allison Field. We're at Kenneth Robbins Stadium in Loyalsock Township, getting ready for tonight's big game between number 2 Danville and number 4 Loyalsock. The third member of our crew tonight, we welcome in from the Fox 56 News First at 10, Sarah Goulden. And Sarah, these two teams have quite a history.
That's right, Bob. This is the 17th meeting between Danville and Loyalsock since Justin Van Fleet became the head coach of the Lancers 11 years ago. And last year they played twice, each with the win. And we should expect to see these two teams face off in the district finals come November. Back over to you, Bob.
Thank you, Sarah. And yes, 1.6 times for the last 11 years they've met. Now, usually we see the Battle of the Bridge. We're at Loyalsock, Montoursville across the bridge.
Yep.
But these two teams, you meet a team so many times, they become a rival, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's ingrained now in both teams. They know what they're going to be doing, and it's interesting. Pre-game, Coach Brennan was talking X's and O's with me, and he said, Coach, do you think they're going to run cover 0 tonight? They haven't done it all year. And I said, Coach, they've got to, because it's your team. It's Ironman.
Both teams on the field, a nice crowd on hand. You couldn't ask for a better night for high school football in central Pennsylvania, District 4 style. Captains on the field. Referees from District 4 from the Pennsylvania Heartland Athletic Conference getting things ready to go. And here are your referees. Troy Hickman, the white hat tonight. Meese Baker, Kaufman Klein, and Marshall will be on the field in this big game that really has state implications. Both teams ranked in AAA in the state. And as Sarah said, we expect them maybe to meet in the district final. I think Mifflinburg will have something to say about that a little bit later on. Loyalsock won the toss. They want the ball. You like that call?
I do, because you know what? They want to show Danville, look, we're we're for real, we're serious, we're coming at you, and we're going to put you guys behind right away.
Well, of course, can Danville defense continue that scoreless streak? In first 3 games, they've given up 0 points. How have they done it?
I'll tell you what, well, dominating defense. They fly to the ball, great tackling, which is something, if you watch NFL, you're not seeing too much of that. But I'll tell you what, Coach Brennan, Coach Van Fleet, they do those tackling drills. They got the big donuts doing everything right to make sure that those mistakes are limited.
We're still awaiting our national anthem, which will be performed tonight by the Loyalsock band, it looks like. And then we'll get football underway here on a beautiful night. Now our national anthem. The Loyalsock marching band with tonight's national anthem. The 2 coaches, very well known here in these parts. Justin Van Fleet on the right, 11th season here with Loyalsock, and Mike Brennan, who's already won 2 District 4 AAA titles in his short time at Danville.
And don't forget, he's also a state champ when he was at Mount Carmel area.
That's right.
So,
9 years at Mount Carmel, did win a state title. In fact, his 17th overall season for Mike Brennan. He spent 9 years at Mount Carmel, 5 at Blue Mountain, 5 at Hazleton before coming to Danville. So finally, we are ready for football here on the turf field here at Loyalsock High School in Lycoming County. A lot of games already underway, but this one should be a doozy. Hoffman with the kick, and we are underway. This one goes to Andrews, who already has a 96 and 95-yard kick return. Obviously, the Ironmen know it. They stop him at the 14-yard line, and that's where Loyalsock will take over. An experienced quarterback, number 3, Tyler G., a junior. He's thrown this year, coach, for 387 yards, just 2 interceptions. In his career, he only has 4 interceptions overall.
I'll tell you what, this young man is really taking this offense and the grasp of it, and is really running it well as we get ready for the first play of the game.
Single back set with Hill. Last week, they spread out Southern Columbia and ran the ball with number 1. They give it to Hill. Danville's ready for it. Maybe a yard gain in there. A couple guys on the tackle. From the linebacker spot, Kate Cush came in.
Here you go. They just go with that outside zone right there, trying to get Davian. Give him the ball. Let's feed him the rock, and let's get him going.
They will run the run zone option. Tyler G. had a nice game last week against Southern Columbia. He goes into the shotgun for the first time tonight. Hill looking for a block. Still on his feet, he pops through. And he will have a Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships first down. So 10 yards for Hill. Let's take a look at the offense from Loyalsock averaging 29 points per game. Hill, G, and sometimes we'll see a halfback, Kai Kavanaugh. Receivers very good. Their main receiver, Glunk, is out for the season. And so it's Andrews and Patterson doing their job at boring as well. Up front, Ian Hornberg in the middle, a senior, 305 pounds, 6'6". So you saw the power of Hill on that run. It's actually third down. There is the Blaze Alexander first down. Hill carrying Ironman over the 30-yard line.
Well, here we go. They just run now a little bit of power. They see the pulling guard in there, doing a nice job. You saw Hornberger, number 72, the big man, 6'6". He was downfield second level, opening it up. I don't think the Ironmen have seen a running back of Davian Hill's stature this year.
Not this year, but they are familiar with him.
Yes, they
are. In fact,
are.
last time they met.
2 times, yep.
Last year's playoff, he only had 60 yards against them. So they obviously know how to stop him. Can they do it? That's the question. Hill, another carry. It's all been this senior who actually goes to St. John Newman High School. There's a yard for Hill. And now let's take a look at this defense, as we said, giving up 0 points on the year, 76 yards per game. So it's Scheib, Tribley, and Kutcher up front. The linebackers are very active. Kush has 20 total tackles, but Raup in the middle, 34 total tackles, 4 for a loss. And we have a flag come in, a whistle comes in, and we took a look at the secondary, doing a nice job. 1 interception on the year, and we have a quick timeout for the Ironmen. So obviously, Danville saw something. They weren't in the right set.
Correct. And when the defensive coaches, don't see the kids lined up in the proper alignment. Again, it's a smart thing to do. Let's not get any mistakes. Let's not give anything up. One of the keys to the game for the Ironmen was to stop Davian Hill. And if they're not aligned properly, they're not going to be doing that.
So from inside the Blaze Alexander Family Dealership press box, Bob Ide and Jan Sechak, Pennsylvania Heartland Conference action, Division II style. Probably the most competitive of the divisions in the Heartland Conference. So this Loyalsock offense is balanced. They do run a lot more this year, 218 yards per game on the ground, 129 through the air. So G can throw it. Andrews has been the main weapon this year, 10 catches. Kavanaugh in motion, bad snap, G falls on it. It's all he could do. So it's a loss and a 3rd and long coming up.
Smart heads-up play by Tyler G right there, not to let anything worse happen. That just one slipped right through his fingers. Again, he's looking at the secondary coverages, trying to make sure he can get that going. And again, he just forgot to look that ball in.
Loss of 7 on the play. 3rd and long coming up now for this Loyalsock Lancer team. Four wideouts. Here comes the blitz. Good protection. G going long. What a catch downfield. It's a diving catch by Will Burdett, the junior.
Well, it's interesting. They're running their 3-4. They still played their zone. And again, Burdett just beats his man to the inside and lays out for that ball. And again, what a turn of events there to go from 3rd and 17 to 1st and 10 at the 41 of Danville.
38-yard gain. Lancers inside Ironman territory for the first time tonight on that spectacular catch by Burdett. Just a second on the year. So keeps the drive going here in the first quarter. Back to Hill. Has a little bit of a hole and goes for 5. How big a hole does Hill need? He's
Not
so
much.
fast.
He doesn't need and he doesn't have to be held real long. These guys are doing a wonderful job for him all year, and they're going to continue to. His demeanor, if you watch Davian Hill when he comes back to the huddle, he's just like kind of meandering back, but that's just his style. He's just cool, calm, and collected.
177 yards last week against Southern. No flag, might have been a hold, and here comes the flag late. I think this one's coming back. He saw on the edge that there was a hold, maybe on, it's either 53 or 51. It was pretty obvious if I saw it.
It was, and again, he's got it right there. And watch how patient he is. And then again, a little bit of a burst, trying to get a leap. And again, he's going to be their workhorse, and we knew it's no secret who they're going to be giving the ball to.
They overcame one penalty so far on this opening drive. Let's see if they can get another. Right to midfield we go. Second and long now. Let's see if G goes to the air. They'll roll him out. And it was an intercepted. Do they call it? They do. It's picked off by Cameron Kirsch. His first of the season. Danville takes over.
Here you go. You see Tyler G. Nice footwork. Look how quick. He gets depth, which allows him to scan the field a little bit longer, and he just laid that out. That was great linebacker play right there by the outside linebacker, Cameron Cush, to grab the turnover for the Ironman.
Here you see it again from a different angle, and he tried to squeeze it in there to Burdett. Now this offense, yes, averaging 59 points per game. 3 wins so far, all shutouts. Brown Stauffer with the first carry of the game, stopped by Hill right at midfield, gain of 7. Zach Gordon gets the start. He's the senior. He's 314 yards on the year, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. We will also see some of the sophomore, Maiden Patrick.
I'll tell you what, that's amazing that a high school is running a 2-quarterback system, and they're not having any of the drama. Coach Brennan said, what's the issue? They're both great athletes, and they both complement our offense.
Well, one of the reasons Danville won a district title last year was because Patrick came in as a freshman when Gordon went down. Gordon keeper. He's up for a Blaze Alexander first down inside Lansing territory to the 46. 5 more yards. How does Loyalsock stop this offense?
They're going to have to figure it out. I'll tell you what, number 50, Joe Shipe, from his right guard was pulling, and I can't believe how fast Ty Brown Stauffer really is. Watching him on huddle on film is one thing, but wow, is he explosive.
Quick out to Persing, and a good tackle by Burdett, because we know how fast Persing is. A couple yards on that. So they want to get the speedster into space.
And that's one thing they'll do. They run this all the time with Carson Persing. He will end up taking a step up or a step back and just wait there for the ball, where most of the time, 90% of the time, they've been running the ball away from him.
So Gordon will go over and get the play. Loyalsock calls their plays from the sidelines with signals. So it takes a little bit of extra time for the Ironmen to figure it out. We'll take a look at the offense shortly. Johnson in motion. Shooting in from his linebacker. Here comes Gavin Rice, taking down Stauffer. Another tackle for the senior, 31 on the year. So a loss of that. Here is the Blaze Alexander starting lineup. Gordon, you saw the backs. There you see the receivers, Wynn and Johnson out there as well. And up front, this is the group that they wanted to talk about. Deal in the middle. You see just one senior in there. All underclassmen after that, a couple juniors.
And to be that effective with underclassmen on that offense, they've spent a lot of time, not only in the weight room, but also in the film room.
Play action. Here comes the blitz. They don't get him. Out to Johnson. He slips well short of a first down. Ironman will be forced to punt.
You'll see that they were running a flood pattern here. They sent the fullback out in the flat, and then they were the middle guy coming across, and then they sent Persing down deep.
Hoffman averaging 36 yards is punting. 2 speedsters back, Hill and Andrews. Long kick. This one may go in. Andrews going to take it from the 3. Maybe ill-advised. Probably should have let it go into the end zone. So Loyalsock will be pinned deep in their own territory at their own 7. You definitely have to talk about that when they get back on, because they should have the ball at the 20, right?
They should
cost you in a game.
And again, I understand he was actually right in a good position for it, but again, field awareness, and you know, it just gives them a little bit more chance to now get their offense rolling and see what they do in these shorts. And also now they're going to know, and again, Coach Van Fleet already knows what kind of goal line defense that the Ironmen are going to be running.
But this really shortens your playbook, doesn't it? When you're inside the 20 like this, you can't really open it up yet.
No, they're going to stick to Davian Hill.
There is Hill. He meets big number, looked like 58 in there. That's Gunnar Tribley.
Look at this. Nice job in there. Peeling off, again, number 51, Jeremiah Johnson, from his tackle position, went to the second level, and just went right up on him. And again, he made the tackle. That was a great job.
G has not carried it yet. That was a big weapon last week against the Tigers. They're going to throw. G going to go long. Andrews, a little hand fighting, and he makes the one-handed catch. What a catch by the junior.
Wow. What a beautiful pass. And he had time. There was pressure coming. He steps up. Watch this. You'll see pressure coming from the top. Steps right into it. Look at that perfect spiral. Great placement, and what concentration. Number 2 hauls that in.
You won't see a better catch even in the NFL. 38 yards, and now Loyalsock on the move once again. G throws a nice ball. Back to Hill. He leaps. Kutcher takes him down, the junior. Short gain. Let's look at this catch from a different angle now.
This is awesome. I love it. Look at how he just steps right into that. Nice, easy. Watch this one hand. Whoop. Right in there. What concentration. And the thing is, they were doing this in pregame. Both teams are doing one-handed catches in the end zone, doing pattern. I mean, it wasn't by luck. That is by design.
Hill looks like he's limping a little bit in that shot, you see. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Back to Hill. Nice push from the offensive line to get him 5 more. But it's tough sledding in there.
It is. You see that big number 72. Look, he's looking for help. Or looking for work. Number 25 came from the slot position and then was getting to the second level, pushing those linebackers. Honestly, Davian, if you watched him, Bobby, you were saying, man, he looks, I think that's just his demeanor.
Yeah, sometimes I agree with that, but he is definitely favoring something.
And he's been doing a lot of jumping. He's, and we're still in the first quarter.
G's first carry, and he's not going to make it. He's going to be pushed back. A host of players in there, including Kush and Kirsch from the linebacker. And it looks like Loyalsock now will be forced to punt.
You'll see right in here, they didn't quite get that push in there, and there's the linebackers coming in. They just read that, they sniffed it, came right through their gaps.
So G does the punting. He averages 34 yards, and he has 2 inside the 20. So we saw these 2 powerful offenses coming in. It's been the defenses that have been dominating so far.
Second, remaining first quarter. Lancers call.
So let's take a look at the Loyalsock Blaze Alexander defense. Coming in, just giving up an averaging of 10 points per game. Here's just Corey Henberg, French, and Boring up front. The linebackers are very active. Kavanaugh and Rice both had 100-plus tackles last season. They're on their pace again.
That's awesome.
And the secondary will get some work today. Burdette, Patterson, Hill, and Andrews. But it is a new defense. It's a new defensive coordinator. The When I talked to Gavin Rice the other day, he said it's a new defense. I said, what do you mean by that? And he said, we're running like a 4-2-5. What does that mean?
Well, that means they're going to have more defensive backs in there than they are linebackers. And all that means is it's really, you're playing a 4-4.
Yeah.
And those two outside linebackers are going to be dropping off into a coverage. And again, if you look right now, they're playing it like a base 3.
Well, Coach Van Fleet was not happy about taking that timeout. Didn't have a right personnel on it. So now we got another flag now.
Movement left tackle.
Well, this will back them up 5. So we expected some offensive fireworks tonight, Coach.
I tell you, Bob, you are correct. I thought both these teams, it was going to be a shootout, but you know what? We're just getting warmed up. It's a boxing match. They're starting to feel each other out, but the defenses have really been stout for both sides. Coach Van Fleet was furious, and I don't blame him because that's a mental mistake that you can't afford to have, especially in a game like this. Good kick.
Persing from his 11. He has speed. If he gets out of the open, you are not going to catch Carson Persing, are you? Tyler G does. Unbelievable. A huge return inside the Allied Services red zone to the 9.
The difference between a 4-3 and a 4-4 is right there. Watch how quickly he's scanning the field. He secures the ball. Look, he's checking. Where can he go? And there's a hole right there. Now he switches the balls to the proper hand, and he's going. He's got great speed. I learned in my coaching career at a very, very young age, 2 things about speed, Bob. Either you got it or you're chasing it.
I'll tell you what, Tyler G took the right angle. In a foot race, he's not going to make it. But G took the angle to catch him, and he did.
Another drill that coaches do all the time is a pursuit drill, and you do that. You tell kids to get the certain markers, landmarks along the sideline. You practice that every day with your special teams because it's 1/3 of the game.
We have an injured player for Danville. It looks like their tight end, David Boring. Looks like he'll get up.
I know. Yep.
And let's look at this return one more time.
This is what makes Carson Persing so special of a player. 2-time All-State wide receiver. Look how quick and smooth he is in here. And again, his mechanics are sound. Switch that ball, and he's just heading down the sideline. And Bob, you mentioned that G had a great pursuit angle. You won't see him come in until the very end. Here he comes, right there.
Persing had one against Central Columbia last week, called back because of a penalty. This one, G made a great stop. But it's 1st and goal for Danville. 47 seconds left in this first quarter. No score yet inside the Allied Services red zone. Gordon shakes a tackle, dives, and he stopped just short, and I mean just 6 inches away.
If we get the replay of this, watch number 5, Ty Brown Stauffer. It just fires out of like a cannon coming out there and destroys number 43 to neutralize Gavin Rice so that the quarterback can just come flying in.
It was a quick snap, quarterback sneak, and they turn it over. A fumble at the 1-inch line. Loyalsock did this to Southern last week. We'll have to check it out on the replay. I missed it.
I did too because I was talking. I apologize.
So Loyalsock takes over after 1 foot line. 18 seconds left in this quarter. I think they snapped it so fast we were all caught off guard. Wow. What a break for the Lancers. But now they have to get the ball out of their own end zone. G just over his big center. Maybe a yard, and we have the fumble. In replay, great job by the truck.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah, no one sees it. It's right there. Burdette comes in.
Wow.
Bad snap. I couldn't see if anybody got a hand on it from that angle. But that will do it. That ends a scoreless first quarter here in Lycoming County. Second quarter is on the way here in Friday Night Rivals.
Welcome back to the game. There's still no score yet on that scoreboard. And now I want to tell you guys about Raising the Roof. Fox 56 teamed up with NEPA Builders to give away a roof. Now let's hear with Toby for more.
I'm Toby Gerzenda, owner of NEPA Builders. I am proud to tell you about the Raising the Roof project. Raising the Roof is a partnership of NEPA Builders, 84 Lumber, and Fox 56 to replace a roof for a local family in need. We are excited to give back to the local families who need a helping hand. And we are reaching out to you, the people of Northeast PA, to send in nominations for a family that you feel could use a helping hand right now. Go to nepabldrs.com to nominate someone today. Join us in building a better Northeast.
Welcome back. Second quarter underway. Loyalsock has the ball and another huge long pass between G and his receivers. This time to Burdette again. 46 yards, and now they're at the 47-yard line. They get it out to Andrews. Tries to get a block. Persing comes right in and stuffs that. Falls forward for about 4.
Kai Cavanaugh at the split end position. Up, here's that run back, or excuse us, or the pass play, the big pass. Again, he had him beat too. He had to stop and come back for the ball. Great concentration by Burdette, and again, gets the Lancers out of a bad field position.
G's arm has done that, but we are scoreless here, and teams averaging over 20-some points per game. They're doing a nice job at containing Hill. No gain on that. And G, for his career, has thrown for over 2,400 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. So obviously he has the arm, and they may need that tonight.
They will, and you'll see right there, number 50 came in for the Ironman. Again, that 3-4 defense, because I'm an old head, I would call it a 5-2 is what it basically is, and you drop your ends off.
G didn't see anybody. Overthrows Burdette. And once again, Loyalsock, due to their field position, really forced the punt. They have not had good field position in this game. They started at their own 14, own 7, and own 1.
And they've overcome those obstacles to get to midfield, and then they just stall out. And again, give credit to the defense. They're putting pressure on G. They're keying Davian Hill right now. So, Bob, we talked about the boxing match going back and forth.
It is a chess match right now. Persing back. G going to kick this one. Rugby style, a little low, but going to take a big bounce. Persing gets out of the way, and the field position battle continues once again. Danville has it now their own 14. Analysis of the first quarter. 59 points per game through Danville. 29 points per game for Loyalsock. Zip on the board.
And again, well, the Danville Ironmen are still pitching a shutout. And again, and this now helps Loyalsock. Again, they've given up 10 points a game. This is just a crazy, crazy job by both these defensive coordinators right now, really making sure that they're playing sound football.
Now let's emphasize this. Last year in their first game here, Loyalsock won 26-21. Playoff game, Danville won 42-21. So they can score some points. As Stauffer is stopped by Cavanaugh and by Bastion.
They just do a nice job peeling off of their initial blocks and then getting to the ball carrier. And again, the key to it is great tackling, and they're also gang tackling in there.
Danville coming into this game, averaging 204 yards on the ground, 145 through the air. Last week, they beat Central Columbia 69-0. They beat Line Mountain the week before 52-0. They opened with a win over Bloomsburg, 58-0. Lancers showing the blitz. Patrick goes down, and again, Coach Brennan says Naden Patrick will get to begin the second quarter. He goes over, gets the play.
And again, this you'll see right here, the pocket just collapses, and why it does is because of relentless pursuit of that defensive line. They're keeping their feet moving. They're not getting stalemated.
So let's tell you about Patrick. He's a 6 foot, 175-pound sophomore. This year, he has 113 yards, 4 touchdowns already. He's 4 for 8. Last year, he threw for over 1,300 yards as a freshman, 12 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. So he definitely has the pedigree. And they're going to roll him out on 3rd and long. To Perzing, and in and out of his hands. Good job on the coverage by Hill. And now Danville will have to punt in the shadow of their own end zone.
Davian Hill played a great job from his safety position to break that ball up. Oh, this is awesome with the way our camera's going to catch this. You're going to see him just reach up over his back. Look at that. Boom. Right in there. Those are those basketball skills that he's being recruited for. Great one-on-one.
Again, Hill and Andrews back, 2 speedsters. Hoffman from his end zone, good snap. Low liner. Let's see if Andrews grabs it. He does on the run. But great stop down there, and we'll take a quick break. We're scoreless here in the second quarter in Central Pennsylvania. That's the Asylum. That is the Loyalsock Lancer student section. Not much to cheer about here in Loyalsock. We're scoreless. After first down, a Hill run that took -1 yards. G back out, going to throw it around and see what happens. He had Patterson on that, and they're back into Danville territory.
Watch number 7. Key stalk block right there. What he did, he allowed himself to turn his shoulders, and he just ran the man upfield while his running back caught the ball out of the backfield and turned that into a nice 6-yard gain.
Davion Hill with only 23 yards so far. On 9 carries, that's unofficial. So on 3rd and long, G has great protection. Finds a receiver, a big hit put on by number 4, Duffy, but it's a Blaze Alexander Family Dealership first down. Great catch out there by Patterson.
I'll tell you what, great job. He has time. The pockets collapse at 53, flushes them out. And again, what great confidence. And watch this hit. It's legal. That's why everybody, to all our fans, I went, ooh, because that was a heck of a hit.
14 yards on that. G having himself a night. He's already over 100 yards. Passing. Back to Hill. Grabbed inside by Trebley, the 270-pound senior. Almost took that ball away from him. Again, we know this game's going to be won. Where?
On the line of scrimmage,
on the line
baby.
Of scrimmage, yeah.
As it always is. And that was the key to the game for the Lancers.
On both sides. Back out to Patterson. He gets a block. It's going to be short of a first down, I think, by about 3 yards. So it brings up 3rd down again.
I can't emphasize enough how the outside receivers, this time number 2, Jalen Andrews, does a great job with his stalk block. You see him right in there on Carson Persing. He just turns his shoulders, drives him to the sideline. And that, again, that is the key, and what Justin Van Fleet loves these young kids and, well, his whole team, how they understand their roles.
Signals coming in from the sidelines. They started this last year, did Loyalsock. Hill had an opening. He powers through and breaks a tackle. Davion Hill is in for a Loyalsock touchdown, 29 yards, and Loyalsock's on the board with the W&L touchdown. That's all you need.
That's it. Watch. He could just outside zone, comes in there. 1, 2 missed tackles, and he doesn't have breakaway speed, but I'll tell you what, he's got the power. And look at that. They try even to strip the ball out, and again, he couldn't be stopped. That was a great run by Davian Hill.
Well, just after I gave him the stats, he broke one off. So, that's what he can do, though. That's what makes him such a weapon. Loyalsock now going to kick it. Looks like it's Chris Cooley. He's the junior. After the W&L dealership touchdown, the kick is up and good. 7-0, the home team. 5:33 left in the half. Anderson with the kick. Johnson from his 9 finds a gap. Aaron Johnson up through. Still on his feet. Oh, and a touchdown saving tackle by number 6, Patterson for Loyalsock. If not, number 21, Aaron Johnson might have scored. So the last drive, 5 plays, 49 yards. Here is this kick return.
And you're going to see that this hole opens up in the middle. And again, he's not going to be denied. Look at this. They're just creasing him. And again, stiff arm, get out of my way. Another one, get off me. And again, shoestring tackle. The special teams, 1/3 of the game, coaches always preach that. This has been a field switch in their favor now on their special teams.
They start inside Loyalsock territory again. Second time tonight. Gordon back at quarterback. Stauffer tripped up. Kavanaugh shoots in. And how about him? 106 total tackles last year. So far, 24 coming into this game. Rice, his counterpart last year, 125 total tackles. Very active linebackers for Lancers.
Well, again, and the way the defense is set up is that those defensive linemen are supposed to eat the other linemen up, which allows the linebackers to scrape and float and make tackles.
Let's Coach Brennan open it up a little bit. Try to get Persing down. I really like the matchups on the outside, too. Stauffer. Good cut inside. Short of a Blaze Alexander first down by 1 yard.
You'll see this on the instant replay. Here we go. Look at that. They pull big number 55, Chase Miller, a sophomore, 6'1", 195, to help Brown in there, or excuse me, Ty Brown Stauffer to get in there and get those tough yards that he needs.
He'll play in the safety. Oh, a fumble again on the exchange. We think that's what happened on the goal line. Lincoln Deal, 54, is in there, and Gordon's dropped it. Gets a yard on it, but 4th and 1 now.
And again, football fundamentals, for all the people out there that know this, but if you didn't, the quarterback, when he puts his hand underneath the center, his top hand's supposed to put pressure on the center's backside to let him know where the ball's supposed to be placed. And if the quarterback pulls out too soon, that's what ends up happening.
4th and less than a yard. They give it to Stauffer, and I think he just got it. It's going to be a left foot, right foot for the line to gain. Going to be depend on the mark.
Great penetration by the Lancers in there. Look at that, 55, 23 come in, 25. They come in and they just denied them.
So no gain on the play. Danville turns it over on downs. Loyalsock pitching the shutout so far. Well, coming in, Danville was talking how much they're better on the offensive line. They are stronger. They emphasize the weight room. That's where you need the weight room right there. But give credit to Loyalsock. They obviously were in the weight room as well.
They certainly were. And we spoke to Coach Brennan pregame, and he was saying that the Newman-Goretti game last year was critical for his young linemen to understand how it is, how important the weight room is in the offseason.
Hill carrying Ironman for 9.
And you saw how successful this is with the Lancers offensive line. They did the same thing. Every high school football team does that, but these guys, you can see it's paying off.
G to the shotgun. Hill, big run. Hill in the open, powering his way. Big yardage. 22 yards to the 32-yard line. It's a Blaze Alexander first down, 2:33 left in the half.
There they go. They go with the tackle trap, and they're bringing number 23 into the picture there, too, to help give that extra, like a counter trade look in there. And again, wow, he's making it look easy right now.
I asked Justin Van Fleet. He had 29 carries last week. How many? I said he's going to have 30 plus. He said, I told Davion it could be the most carries in his career tonight. They're leaning on number 1. Another handoff. Short yardage on that. Time now for Dr. Todd Smilecam, our favorite time of the game. Let's go down to Sarah on the sidelines.
Hey guys, now we're back here with Dr. Todd Smilecam, and I'm here now with Brooke, who's the cheer captain of Loyalsock. And Brooke, how are you feeling now that the Lancers are on that scoreboard?
I'm feeling super excited, and I really hope that we can win tonight.
Great, well the energy is palpable, and let's make some noise, guys.
Dr. Todd Smilecam, always a pleasure seeing the cheerleaders. G, out to Patterson, up to the 25. 3rd and short now coming his way. That little quick pass is working tonight.
It really is. And again, the way that the Ironmen are playing that corners and secondary, they're kind of giving them that arrow route for the inside receiver, for that slot receiver to do that.
Here you see it again, getting a good block
Right
out
in
by
there.
Andrews.
Again,
Yep.
Andrews takes the corner out, and again, the outside linebacker's not getting out there quick enough, and that's where that's allowing that little bit of a gap to form.
Loyalsock with 2 timeouts left in the half. We're just about a minute left in the second. Still going to ride the horse, Hill, and he picks up a Blaze Alexander first down to the 21. Clock stops momentarily.
You see, the quarterback didn't quite have the ball, but he was lucky that he got that off. The Ironmen call timeout.
And Danville needs a break and see what happens, because they are just riding Davion Hill now. Since he broke that 29-yarder, he's pushed off runs of 22, 9, and 3. And that's exactly what Loyalsock wants. 54 seconds left in this half. Just 7-0 is the score. Loyalsock scored on their last possession.
And another thing that we didn't talk about, Bob, is with these drives that the Lancers are having, they're chewing up the clock. So they're keeping the ball away, obviously, from the Ironmen right now, and it's going to frustrate their offense.
Ryan Glunk, their leading receiver coming back into this year for the Lancers, was injured. He's on the sidelines. But I'm telling you, Patterson, Andrews, and Burdett have picked up the pace along with the tight end, Boring. G is throwing it to multiple weapons this year.
And again, then, okay, so if we take Jalen Andrews away, now you got to deal with Burdett. And then, Davion Hill. So they're doing a great job. Their offensive coordinator is doing an awesome job spreading the ball around.
I would say they're in field goal position. Either kicker has a field goal. G takes off. Rupp, the senior, comes in to make the stop. Clock is rolling.
Mason Rupp does a nice job. Putting pressure in there was number 54, Lincoln Deal. And again, they're just doing the right things right now. The only thing is I'd tell Tyler G, tuck that ball away if you're going to be running it up in the middle.
From the Allied Services red zone, G back to the end zone. Almost picked off by Gordon. He was trying to get it to Patterson. He overthrew it, though.
He also had Andrews open too. The way that they were playing that soft coverage back there, the zone, it allowed them. There we go. Again, you see, that's why the separation. Number 8 was put on an island right there because they did 2 what we call 9s. They went vertical.
Let's see if they do that on the opposite side now. 3rd down. In the red zone again. G back. Hill picks up the blitzer over the middle. Almost picked off by the linebacker, Cush. He put it over his head. Tried to get it into the end zone, but couldn't. Goes incomplete, so 4th down.
Dangerous throw right here. Again, pressure from number 54, Mason Rupp in there. Oh, just a dangerous throw to make that.
Okay, Justin Van Fleet wants to talk about this one. The ball is at the 18-yard line. Backed them up. That goes to the 25, a 35-yard field goal. Anderson and Cooley are in there. Anderson does the kickoffs. He's a sophomore. Cooley does the extra points tonight. So I'm not sure which one has the leg.
And, you know, for Coach Van Fleet to call the timeout is a smart thing right before the half. He's up 7-0. If he can get a couple extra points, because he knows to start the second half, the Ironmen will get the ball.
We had a scoreless first quarter, believe it or not. Just 7 in the second quarter. The defenses have really stepped up. Been some mistakes along the way. Danville had the ball at the 1-foot line and fumbled.
They did, and then
Loyalsock is getting out of their side of the field.
They were at the
times.
1-inch line, at their own 1-inch line. So yeah, it's been a really, really great football game this evening.
Leaves the offense on. No field goal attempt here. 18 seconds left. 2 at a halftime report on the way. G, little quick out. In and out of the hands of Burdette. He was going to be close to a Blaze Alexander first down, but it goes over on downs. Danville makes the stop. 14 seconds left.
So you see, again, he's looking right at his receiver the whole time. I would love to tell him, and again, Coach Van Fleet, he knows what he's doing. Don't telegraph. If he checked off to the right, threw back to the left, you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda, we don't know, but.
3 straight incompletions from Tyler G. Turns the ball over on downs. Just 14 left. As you mentioned, Danville does get the ball to begin the third quarter. They're in a victory formation type, and that will do it for the half. Folks, we expected to have a high-scoring game.
We did.
Guess what? 7 points on the board in the first half from Loyalsock. The home team leads the Ironmen 7-0. Sarah's going to try and grab Justin Van Fleet from Loyalsock and ask him, what happened to the offense tonight? Good defense by both teams.
Great
Let's go down now to Sarah with Coach Van Fleet. Sarah, take it away.
All right. Hi, Coach. How are you feeling going into the second half? You guys are up by 1 touchdown. What do you think you have to do to pull off a win tonight?
We just have to keep playing our brand of football, make certain that we limit the big plays, play physical up front, and then on offense capitalize when it's time to capitalize.
That's great. Anything you feel like you need to do differently in the second half?
Just keep playing. Obviously, we have a couple of adjustments to make, but you know the truth of it is they've got good players, we've got good players, and we just have to keep grinding.
Great. Thank you. Back over to you, Bob.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Coach. What adjustments will they make for both teams? We'll find out. On the way, the Toyota halftime report, the Fox 56 News first at 10. We'll have Amanda back with the Allied Services special guest interview, and then Jan and I will be back up top to give you some highlights and hopefully some stats. Just 7-0, number 4 over number 2.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Tom Hesser Dealerships on MyTV WQMY.
Welcome back to Friday Night Rivals. It's halftime. Amanda Cool here, joined by Tracy Hunt, the Assistant Vice President of In-Home Services here at Allied. Tracy, thank you for joining me.
Absolutely.
Tracy, can you tell me how long you've worked here at Allied?
I just completed my 29th year.
And what did you start doing at Allied, and what has that evolved into?
Well, currently I oversee the in-home services division. Prior to that, when I first started back in the 90s, I worked for the developmental services division, and then I transferred to behavioral health, and made my home here in in-home services.
Tell me, what exactly is in-home services?
In-home services are the types of services that someone can get in a nursing home, but you receive them in your own home. We help individuals maintain their independence with activities of daily living, such as bathing, grooming, dressing, meal preparation, errands, laundry, whatever things they need to stay independent at home.
What are some of the patients that you see and the age ranges of people that you help?
We take care of individuals who are over the age of 18. Some of them have a very detailed physical disability, and others just need a little bit of help. Some of the individuals who are over the age of 60 just need some homemaking, somebody to do the errands for them because they're no longer driving, so those types of services.
Are there any opportunities for people who want to come and work for you?
Yes, we have several positions available in 24 counties that we provide services in. We have full-time, part-time, flexible scheduling. You tell us the days and the times that you want to work, and we will get a schedule for you together.
Is there any certifications needed to come and work in the in-home services?
No, we will train you to be a caregiver. You can come in, we do classroom training, we do hands-on training. We have a registered nurse who goes out with the new staff to make sure that they're comfortable and that they could do the necessary tasks that the job requires.
You've been here for such a long time, and obviously you love it that you stayed here. What is it about Allied that is so special and so rewarding to you?
Well, I feel like I grew up here. It's just like a second family. They say that you develop a relationship with the people you work with because you're here with them most of the time. And we do a wonderful service. We help people maintain their independence at home, because where else would you want to be to get your care? Obviously, in the comfort of your own home. We help individuals stay there as long as they want. 97 years old, living independently. We send out caregivers and they help them, make a meal, do their laundry. It's a wonderful service that we have.
It is truly incredible. Tracy, thank you so much for having us. We'll be right back with more football in the second half coming up now.
I'm Bill Conaboy. I'm President and CEO of Allied Services Integrated Healthcare System. On behalf of our 3,500 employees, we are thrilled to once again be a sponsor of Friday Night Rivals. I grew up in this community, and I know what high school football means to this community. We wish all the parents, the students, and the staff the best of luck in the coming football season.
Thank you to Bill Conaboy. On behalf of Allied Services, we'd like to present Loyalsock School District a check for $250. We want to thank them for having us here tonight in Loyalsock. We are back inside the Blakes Alexander press box. Jan Cechek, I'm Bob Ide, and we came in expecting to see a high-scoring game, Coach, and what do we have? 7-0.
We have a slugfest going on with the defense. I'll tell you, the offense for Loyalsock, they are being really efficient when they do have the ball. And it's kind of interesting that both these defensive coordinators spend a lot of time scouting each other.
Well, we'll give you some stats after we run the highlights. There's not many highlights. It was a scoreless first quarter. Finally, Davion Hill got things going. Loyalsock had the field position, and let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. We see that little pass game working for Loyalsock, Coach.
Just that little swing pass right out there. Again, they're just taking what the defense is giving right now. Again, here we go. Now are we going to go downtown? Nope. He gets away, and again, just a heads-up play. Watch that hit. Oh, I felt that one up here. Again, Davion Hill, we knew it was just going to be a matter of time, and he's grinding out 2 missed tackles, and he breaks that for a 38-yard touchdown. The biggest difference in the game right now is right there. Now, we talk about 1/3 of the game. Watch this kickoff return. Does a great job coming right up into the gut. A couple missed tackles. He's like, get off me, and he's like, get off me, and pinballing in there and a shoestring tackle. Now, Danville has had great field position, but they just can't convert.
Stauffer started out strong, but that defense has really collapsed. Carson Persing
has done a tremendous job with what he does with his speed, and we saw that breakaway on the punt return.
let's take a look at some stats. I should say, I'll tell you some stats. And there's quite a disparity. Let's talk with Loyalsock first, Coach. Davion Hill was slow getting it started, but finally, 16 rushes, 100 yards, and a touchdown. Through the air, Tyler G is 8 for 13 with an interception for 133 yards. So they have a total yards, and they've run what display disparity is what we're talking about. I mean, we're talking about a team, Loyalsock, ran 33 plays for 231 total yards.
That's just, and again, that the other stat that we're not talking about is the time of possession. They are keeping it away from Danville right now, and they're doing a very nice job offensively, defensively.
Let's talk about Danville. Averaging 59 points per game, 349 total yards per game, Coach, coming in. 3 wins. Tonight, they've run 14 plays for 17 yards.
That's not an average
that
anybody
defense?
wants. that is.
But they do have a big punt return from Carson Persing, and they ended up fumbling on the goal line.
And again, credit the Lancers defense. There was a 4th and less than 1, and they converted that. I mean, they smashed them, they stopped them, and they got the ball back, and that's when good things happen.
Think about this. Loyalsock held Southern Columbia last week to 10 total points. 10. They held Bergs Catholic in their first game to 10. They're holding Danville to 0. And a team that averaged almost 60 points per game in the first 3. What a job by Loyalsock. Now, let's talk about adjustments for the second half. What do you want to see from the Ironman to get back in this one?
I think Carson Persing, you've got to get the ball in his hands. He is a playmaker, and he's also a touchdown scoring machine. So they got to get the ball more out to him. And then I would like to see their defense actually tighten up against the way that they're running, that the Lancers are running their offense, because they're just giving them the short stuff, keeping drives alive.
Danville's not been able to throw the ball downfield. Gordon and Patrick combined are 2 for 3 for just 5 yards. I think you have to open it up if you're Mike Brennan. Get the ball down the field.
And he's got some speed. I mean, we know Carson Persing is their guy, so let's use him.
Third quarter underway on a beautiful night for high school football. They're going to squib it down to an up man.
He's still going.
And he's still going. That's number 34, Coach. Cameron Kirsch, the sophomore, number 34.
That's a nice job. Again, there's something, Coach Brennan likes having those kickoff returns run to his sideline, and it's opening up. It's giving them the field, and again, another great field position for the Ironmen to start.
Yeah, starting on Loyalsock side of the field once again at the 46, but yet they're scoreless. Gordon, the quarterback against Brown Stauffer now on his right. Stauffer started out strong, but this defense has been able to shoot in and take him down.
Number 23 coming in from his outside linebacker position, doing a nice job, Logan Bastian. Nice job in there to really, and then number 7 cleans it up. They're doing a formation flip. They're trying to get you outmanned, and great discipline and great speed by the Lancer defense.
I have to start throwing it more on first down. Looks like Loyalsock's really keying on what they're doing. Play action, Gordon. Quick out. That's Mason Rupp. Rupp, way downside, inside the Allied Services red zone. A 35-yard gain to the 11.
Nice job. You'll see him come across, right across your screen there. That was the run play.
My bad, they're actually to the 16, so it is a 30-yard gain. Nice job by Rupp, his 3rd catch of the season. Allied Services red zone now for Danville. Scoreless so far. Not much room there. Bastian in there. And let's check out this. Let's check the last play, the big catch.
Now watch this. You're going to see that wonderful catch come from number 12, Mason Rupp in here. He just comes across. He just drags right outside. He was in the dead zone. There was no one there, and huge yardage right there.
So after A 2-yard gain from the quarterback. Ironman trying to tie this one up. Opening possession of the third quarter. Play action. Out to Brown Stauffer. Sheds a tackle. And it's a Blaze Alexander Family Dealership touchdown. A W&L touchdown. 12 yards. Danville's on the board.
Watch this. It's like they suckered him in for a screenplay. Great pressure. He slips out of the backfield. And again, Davian Hill just that time, instead of running through the ball carrier, he kind of just dove at him, and that's why Stauffer Brown was able to get in there for that touchdown.
Johnson in for the extra point. It is up and good. 10-11 left in the third. We're tied at 7 here in Loyalsock.
Tomorrow is nonstop, all-day college football on Fox with 4 games. Game 1, kickoff is at noon with Oklahoma at Nebraska, followed by BYU at Oregon. Then Toledo takes on Ohio State, and finally Fresno State battles USC. Get your fill of college football all day tomorrow, only on Fox 56.
I think I might be ordering Uber Eats tomorrow and just sit on the couch all day.
Wow, you're lucky you have Uber.
So after the kickoff is a touchback. Loyalsock now gets the ball, first possession of their half. They give it off to Hill. G might have to start pulling that one down a little bit. That defense really on board now. Recap the Danville touchdown drive. 46 yards, just 4 plays, under 2 minutes. We're tied at 7.
Right here, you'll see Davian Hill right there trying to jump cut back in there. Great pressure in there again by number 53. That would be, I was going to say Ethan French, but that's not Justin Kutcher. Okay, again, junior. We're seeing a lot of young kids playing here on both sides of the ball.
Loss on the play for Hill. G going to roll out. Looking, going to go deep into coverage. And what a catch. Jalen Andrews just out-jumped.
Number 21,
Aaron Johnson. Thank you, Coach, for a Blaze Alexander first down.
Boy, I'll tell you what, he's got great speed. He's back in the secondary. And again, Tyler G, great vision downfield, very patient. Look at the way he stretched out for that ball. Nice job.
32-yard gain inside Danville territory. Now we're starting to see some offense that we expected to see coming in. Hill gets a block. Hill is open. Hill still on his feet, lays his shoulder down. He's stopped by Johnson, but it's a big gain inside the Allied Services red zone. It's another Blaze Alexander first down.
Here they come. Here come the big offensive linemen. They were pulling. That was just a sweep right, power right. And Davian Hill, watch him dip his shoulder in to try to punish that. Kind of a remnant of how Jim Brown used to run the ball for the Cleveland Browns.
31 yards on that one. Loyalsock is trying to answer Danville. Hill head down again. Looked like Johnson was leading the way. Short gain on that. Ralph made the tackle, and there you see Hill not coming off the field.
He plays both ways, ladies and gentlemen. He's a free safety. Again, has done great coverage. He only had one, missed tackle, but wow.
Back to Hill, and this time Ralph shoots in and makes the tackle.
2 plays in a row. Mason Ralph has done a great job from his linebacker position, just firing the gun, as we call it. He sees the gap and just shoots it, and he drops him for a no gain.
What happens if Loyalsock play actions that? I mean, G ran it last week well. It might be open, right?
It's going to be open, and I'm sure their offensive coordinator has that bootleg ready to roll.
G looking left, gonna go to the end zone, in the corner, just overthrew Burdett. He did look at the short pass and then decided to throw it long. It's 4th down now.
Again, that's a zone breaker right there. They're playing a zone defense. He breaks it. And again, watch the free safety come flying over, number 21. But just the ball was just overthrown out of bounds.
They'll leave the offense on the field. Tied at 7. Trips are going to go to the left-hand side. G looking left, still looking. Here comes the rush to the middle. Was it a catch? That's the question. No catch. They're going to call it incomplete. That's the second time on 4th down, I believe, that Burdett had it and lost it on 4th down, right?
It is. And again, gutsy call by Coach Van Fleet. 2 4th downs, said he's gone for it. Watch this hit. Boom. Again, what I loved is that he put the shoulder right into him, right to the ball, and that's what popped it out.
Aaron Johnson. With the big hit. Turnover on downs. Danville with a little momentum now after scoring. Has the ball at their own 16. Gordon's still the quarterback. He's the senior.
Wow.
Johnson hit behind the line of scrimmage. There's Kai Kavanaugh. Big tackle.
I was just going to say about number 72 up in there. I haven't seen much of him, but boy, he's a big presence up there. Hornberger, and he just was eating up the offensive lineman and allow Kai Kavanaugh to come in here and just drop him for a 2-yard loss.
Persing in motion. 4-man rush. They get it out to Raup. He's got a Blaze Alexander first down and more. Loses the ball and gets it back. He got an extra 15 yards. They're inside Loyalsock territory.
Footballs bounce funny, and they were. He's going to say a little prayer on Sunday for that one. What a great heads-up play. Back shoulder, number 12, Raup just gets it and stiff arms. And watch the strip right there. He punched it out. And again, he just heads-up play. He didn't stop. He continued to play.
Well, the ball is bouncing in the 3rd quarter Danville's way, no doubt. Raup becoming the favorite target tonight of Gordon. He came in with just 1 catch. He has 2 in a row. Throw on first down. Out to Johnson. Maybe a yard. Great defense by Burdett coming up. No gain on that one.
Well, Bob, you were saying Coach has got to start throwing on first down, and he must have heard you because he's doing that and being effective at it. The one thing I just noticed, Carson Persing beat the secondary and was open.
Let's see if they come back to that. They have not targeted him long tonight. Stay in the shotgun. Gordon has a ton of time. Now they're going to go long to Persing. Diving catch, and then count it. You called it, Coach. A big Blaze Alexander first down for Danville.
Persing's getting up slow.
48-yard gain, and what another spectacular catch.
Look at the protection at that offensive line. Ball's not perfect, but it's, look at that. Lays out for it, turns up on his back to slide in there. Again, great job, our student spotlight player, Carson Persing.
How about the catches here tonight by these receivers on both sides? We have seen some of the best catches we have seen in years. Danville now trying to take their first lead of the night. Inside the Allied Services red zone. Brown Stauffer. Nowhere to go. There's that Loyalsock defense. Lost to the 6.
43-51, just flying in there, doing their jobs. Gang tackling by the Lancers. Here we go. Look at that. Just stretching it, trying to get to the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maroon jerseys surrounding him. There was no place for him to go.
Johnson, the freshman, finally got him, but that could have went to any one of the Lancers. Now it's turning into the game we kind of expected. We're late into this one. What, middle rounds, as you like to call it. Gordon.
Oh.
Taken out by Burdett. At the 5, 3rd and goal.
Bodies are flying right now. Watch Burdett come up here. Great on the RPO. It was a definite keep. Again, right there. Look at that. Just gets him right by the ankle.
You go to the air here.
Well,
Play action.
Guess who's back in the game right now?
Persing.
Yep.
I think he landed on the ball.
And what the way that they use him as a decoy out there in that slot position, I'll be curious to see.
There's the play action. To the corner. Overthrows his intended receiver. We're up again. Plenty of Lancers there, including Hill. 4th down. And I think they're going to take a field goal.
Again, this time Persing was lined up at a split end, and he actually beat his man across the back of the end zone. I understand what they were doing there. They had 2 guys in there. Someone's going to have to take the short. Someone went to the long.
This is Johnson for the field goal. He has 1 on the year, long as 37. This one will be a 22. Kick is up, and it is good. 3:41 left in the 3rd. Danville takes their first lead of the game.
Coach Brennan right now feeling a little bit of sigh of relief, but he knows there's a long time to go before this game is over and that he can really feel any type of relief of this game. Same with Coach Van Fleet right now. I know both these coaches right now have a great respect for each other. 19-8 is what he's done there down at Danville, Coach Brennan.
For the kick, hey, how about Ian Hornsberger? 6'6", 305. He's been in the band for 4 years. He's on the field in pregame. Saw him marching in the Little League parade. Congratulations to him. We love seeing that.
And this is where you have a true program where you can allow your starting center, your starting nose guard to perform with the band because it's important to the band people. It's also important to Hornberger and his family.
That's a live ball picked up by Andrews, who already has 2 touchdowns this year. He started from the 11. He's still on his feet, and he gets caught inside Ironman territory at the 47. Got a cramp now. He's down. I think it's cramp. He had one for 95 and 96 this season already. And he gives Loyalsock great field position. Here we go.
Incredible. Here he goes, right down the sideline. Bob, you said that's a live ball. He scoops it up. He's looking. He's picking and choosing. Being smart with the ball. Watch him. He's going to cover it up. Does a nice job. 2 hands right there. Yeah, he's cramping up. Again, he's only a junior. Jalen Andrews, 6'2", 180 pounds. Obviously has to come out for one play. They'll stretch him. I remember up at Lakeland, the first game, we saw the guys eating mustard to overcome cramps.
Shh, we're not supposed to say that. So Loyalsock has great field position now, trailing in this one by 3. But they're going to start again inside Danville territory. It's been a theme tonight for this Lancer team. The Hill. Stopped inside. Justin Kutcher, the junior, with the tackle. Might want to see G starting to play action on first down now. You were just going to say that, right?
No, I think Coach Van Fleet, I think you have a sideline. He just put his headset up to look at you, so I think he's going to try that. And they're just slowing the pace down to Lancer-style football.
Also gives Hill a break. G thought about pulling that one out. Hill carrying Ironman inside the 41 yards, short of a first down.
Sometimes people say, why is football important to these young men? Go ahead, try to debate this young man right now and say, why is this game so important to you? Because they want to win.
Well, there's an all-state, one of the top recruits in basketball in all the state. Davion Hill plays at St. John Newman, of course, but loves playing football and came out for his senior year.
It's
G with the keeper. It's a Blaze Alexander first down. Gain of 3.
keeps the drive alive, and again, more importantly, they're keeping the ball away from the Ironmen.
Said G at the half, 133 yards throwing. Nowhere to go for Hill. Rupp in there again from the linebacker. Yard at best for Hill. But I think Coach Van Fleet's okay with that. He's taking time off the clock. He's leaving Danville's offense, let's say, on the sidelines.
One thing about that formation they're running, they put their split end and their slot are both on the line of scrimmage. So again, if I was on Danville's defense and I saw that, they should be cognizant. It's a run. Every time they've done it, it's a run because it's an illegal formation if they try to pass out of it.
This Loyalsock team opened the season with 253 yards on the ground against Berks Catholic in the win. G does keep this one and brings up third down now. Gain of 2. I think this is 4-down territory, though, right?
He's gone for it 2 other times, so why not?
Under a minute to play in a quick-moving third quarter. Danville scored 10 points. They were trailing at the half, 7-0. The last 10 scored by the Ironmen. Loyalsock trying to answer. G rolling, quick, picked off. Picked off by guess who? Carson Persing. Still on his feet on the return, goes out of bounds inside Loyalsock territory. That's a big INT for number 17.
One thing about Carson Persing, we know how good of a football player. Watch this. Again, the quarterback starts to roll, but again, I said about that telegraphing and the way they're playing that zone, he was playing the short, cut it off, and he takes off and does a great job for the Ironmen.
Jeez.
That young man that's in the center of your screen right now scored a 1430 on his SATs. He's looking at the Ivy League Patriot schools. His favorite dinner or his favorite food go-to is chicken, Bob.
Hey, can't do much better than chicken. This is a different Danville team coming out at halftime. A lot more energy, being more physical. There you saw Ty Brown Stauffer go through. For his career, he's rushed for over 2,000 yards and 26 touchdowns. So Danville trying to keep their winning streak going, trying to move to 4-0. They lead after 3 here on my TV.
Welcome back. Tonight's Car Vision Nissan Scholar athletes are Emma Strickland and Carson Persing. Emma Strickland is a third-year varsity starter on the Loyalsock soccer team with a 4.0 GPA. Carson Persing is a 2-time first-team All-State wide receiver at Danville. Back over to you, Bob.
Of course, that is the Car Vision Scholar athletes. Both of them, after they submit a video, will be up for consideration for a $5,000 scholarship. We've given out 3 so far, and we were happy to do so. 2 very deserving athletes there. So back on the field, Bob Ide and Nan Sechak back up in the booth. 10-7 your score. Danville has scored the last 10. Here's the blitz. Out to Rupp. He has a Blaze Alexander first down and more. to the 26. 21-yard gain.
Boy, Mason Robb does a great job in here. Watch, they get even with the outside edge blitz, picks that up. But watch now coming in your screen, number 21 up there, doing a great job with that stalk block. Total team commitment. Everybody do your job. Don't worry about if you're getting the ball. Just do your job.
There you see number 5 in the middle. He's being recruited by Army. Ty Brown-Stoffer. Tough kid. 2,200 yards, as I mentioned. 26 touchdowns in his career. And there he gets the ball. Brown-Stoffer still on his feet. Another Blaze Alexander first down. We are inside the Allied Services red zone to the 12.
Danville just ran a draw play on that, and you'll see that. It's right there. And then I'll tell you, Ty Brown-Stoffer, he's going to fit into that Army offensive mold perfectly. And he's got great burst, great speed.
In his career, he's had 10 games, 100 plus. His career high, ran the ball 21 times, ran it in 2021 against Shamokin for 239 yards last year and 3 touchdowns. That's a career high. Fumble again. That's the 3rd fumble tonight by Danville off the exchange. And the Ironmen are lucky to get that one back.
Yep, again, that same thing I talked about in the first half. That quarterback's got to ride that center as the ball's being snapped.
Lincoln Deal is just a sophomore.
Yeah, you can see his left foot, he's pulling his body away without the ball. That's not a good thing.
So a break for Loyalsock. Moves the ball back to the 13. They can get a first down at the 2. Four-man rush, has time. Over the middle, has a receiver. Rupp puts his head down. Hill smashes him, and he's going to be close. Let's see where they mark it for the first.
Mason Rupp does a nice job on the drag. Goes right in front of the linebacker. Tucks that ball away. And the free safety, Davian Hill, was the one that dropped the hammer on him.
Needed 11, he got 10. 3rd and 1 now. 3rd and 1 facing Danville.
I don't think Coach is going to go for a field goal. I think this is 2 down territory.
Yes, I would agree. Loyalsock, the Lancers, need a stop. Gordon, I don't think he got it. He may have lost a half yard. What a job by the Lancer defense. 4th down.
Bob, you were just saying, look at this penetration. The defensive end stands up their tackle, and there was nowhere to run. And again, those linebackers are allowed to scrape freely and make that tackle.
6 foot, 205 pound, number 25, Kai Cavanaugh. The senior came in to make that stop. 4th and a yard and a half. Timeout call by Danville. So Mike Brennan wants to talk it over, and it's another opportunity. Let's go down to Sarah. She's moved now. She's in the asylum. Look out.
Oh, boy.
Sarah has her Dr. Todd smile cam. Can she get out? Sarah?
Yes, I'm in the student section now with Emma for Dr. Todd smile cam. And Emma, how are you feeling? Are you guys going to make a comeback?
We have faith in our boys. They're definitely going to come back, and they're going to win this game, and we have faith that we're going to come out with the win and stay undefeated.
All right, so let's make some noise for the team. Let's hear it go.
Well, they're making some noise for their defense because the defense needs to make a stop now. It's a whiteout here at Loyalsock. Coach Van Fleet's team needs a stop here. They don't want to go down 2 scores in the 4th quarter.
With 8 minutes to go, I mean, a lot of time to go in the game.
Coach Brennan, what do you do?
I think he's going to be in shotgun formation.
Yeah, because they've been having that problem with the center quarterback exchange. It is Brown-Stoffer to Gordon's right. 4th and a long yard. They're going to throw it. They get it out to their playmaker, and it is a W&L touchdown for Carson Persing and the Ironman.
Carson lined up on the right-hand side, went motion, and the secondary coverage didn't look like they were sure who was going to go. Are we going to play man or zone on this? And again, he was just like, no man. Look at that. Great blocks. Cut it back up inside his 2 receivers that were stalk blocking, doing a great job in there.
Persing's 8th touchdown on the season, 44th of his career. And when you need a Mike Brennan touchdown, you get it to your playmaker. The PAT is up and good. 17-7 Danville over Loyalsock. We'll be right back. "17 unanswered points for the Ironmen of Danville. Coach, they have definitely looked like a better team coming out of the locker room. Scoring 17 unanswered with a 10-point lead now here midway through the 4th.
This was a team that we saw on film, Bob, all week. They came out with a sense of urgency, and again, there's something to be settled here today. And right now, they've taken control in the second half, and it's all Ironmen.
Last time they were here a year ago, they lost 26-21. So Tyler G and company back on, now trailing in this one. They are keying on the run game, and Danville is playing great defense. Rupp in there with the stop.
You'll just see they're just run with that quarterback keep. And again, outside pressure coming from number 5, number 12. And we had another Ironman in there. I mean, again, gang tackling, stopping the Lancers at the line of scrimmage. Actually dropped them for a 2-yard loss.
The Ironman drive, 7 plays, 47. G over the middle, has a receiver.
That was number 23.
Logan Bastian pulls it in, playing halfback. First catch of the season, and it's a big one, is a Blaze Alexander. First down.
They run with that double slot to the same side. Now those 2 gentlemen are eligible in the formation that the Lancers are running. So if you get that right there, that's where he lined up, and that's where he caught that ball from.
Trying to break Hill. Leaps a player, but only gained a yard, 2 yards. But you're trailing now. You're just hoping Hill pops one, I guess.
And again, give it to the workhorse. I mean, again, nice job. What a good awareness to jump up over. Again, tuck that ball away when you're doing that kind of stuff.
Cole Duffy, number 4, was the guy he leaped over. So G in the shotgun. He pulls it in. He's up close. It's going to be a yard short of a first.
Well, again, now that's a nice little 8-yard gain they just got. Again, and Bob, you mentioned earlier about when are they going to get Tyler G's feet involved. Well, I think it's time. 4th quarter, they're hoping that the defense is going to get a little tired.
Behind his big center, he has a Blaze Alexander first down, stops the clock. Now there's a little more urgency for Loyalsock, coming off their big win over Southern Columbia last week. But they are in a dogfight here, trailing by 10.
Well, that line of scrimmage was one of the keys to the game. Jeremiah Johnson, Ethan French, Ian Hornberger, Carter Sikora, and Jake Ackerman. They've got to start doing a better job up there.
Another quick out, and Andrews leaves his feet. Gain of about 5.
Nice to see Jalen Andrews back out there after that cramp. Quick passes, boom, right out there. Again, I mentioned about how important those stalk blocks are out there by the other receivers, doing a great job. Again, wonderful job by them.
Hill shoots through. Great tackle out there by Patrick. It's a Blaze Alexander first down. But I think that's a touchdown-saving tackle.
It really was. He was starting to get his feet going. Look at this. Again, nice move to the outside. And it was. There was another safety back there. But again, I think that this young man is pretty special.
Hill just strung out. Nowhere to go. Goes out of bounds. That's the good part. He lost one, though. That's the bad.
Well, when you run 30 to gain a -1, coaches will tell you that's not very efficient.
Loyalsock, 3 wins coming in. Hughesville, Southern Columbia, and Berks Catholic. Trying to stay 3-0. They go long. He has a receiver. He pulls it in. That is Patterson. And it is, he's out of bounds, I think, at the 1.
Yeah, that's where the official's standing.
Yep, no touchdown, but it's going to be 1st and goal, Loyalsock.
What a great job. Eluding, he gets to the outside, rolling right. Beautiful ball downfield. He had beaten the coverage. He was waiting there. No.
Knee down at the 1.
He was.
Up quickly after the 40-yard pass play. G is in. A W&L touchdown for Loyalsock. 5:50 left. That's how you respond.
I wouldn't quite say it's a haymaker, but I'll tell you what, that was a pretty good right hook they just threw. And Tyler G does a great job just getting right behind that big guy. Hornberger in there, 305 pounds for the touchdown.
Cooley in for the PAT. It's a big one, too. It is up, and it is good. So Loyalsock goes 80 yards in 9 plays. They trail by 3. As I mentioned, 5:50 left in the game. So what's next on tap for Danville? Well, they get Southern Columbia, who's beating Lewisburg tonight. And they are not happy, are the Tigers. And there you see what they have the rest of the way. Berwick's going to be a tough one. Montoursville as well.
The battle, yeah.
And then a couple of out-of-conference games against Bellefonte and Huntington leading into the District 4 AAA playoffs.
And I don't know much about Bellefonte or Huntington. Again, these teams, this is a tough schedule they have. I mean, Southern Columbia is legendary. Lewisburg, they've been up and down. Montoursville is always big and strong. Berwick, we saw them week 2.
Against
and
Valley View. Yep.
They're a team to be reckoned with, and they've got their first win, and it's their 1-2 record is not indicative of how they really are.
Okay, we have a 3-point game now. Remember, this game was scoreless after 1 quarter. It was just 7-0 at the half. So finally, things have opened up. Anderson, the sophomore, has it teed up. And it's a little squibber. And it just goes out of bounds. So obviously they didn't want to send it back for Johnson and or for Singh. And here's what Loyalsock has coming up. Hey, they have a tough team too. They go to District 11. They're going to take out Williams Valley, a AA team. And then the rest of the week, Troy may be the toughest game in there. And then, of course, the Battle of the Bridge right here, October 28th.
So right now, Loyalsock, I think their schedule, it's in their favor. They're going to control what they can control, and hopefully they'll get those W's coming down the road.
We'll take a look at the District 4 AAA standings a little bit. In between Danville and Loyalsock, you have Mifflinburg who's undefeated. Okay, Ironman back on. Now only up by 3. Want to work some clock here. Gordon hit immediately by Kavanaugh. Gain of 2.
That time they lined Carson Persing out, at split end, so he was one-on-one with number 2 right now. And I'll tell you what, I think if I was going to be throwing the ball, I think that's where I'd be going, downtown with him. Do the RPO and just pull and throw.
They're going to get it out to exactly him. Persing, though, Andrews has him. A loss of 2. Great job by Jalen Andrews.
Jalen Andrews is not going to have anything go in front of him. It's going to be, he's got that. It's the deep ones that I would be going downtown with. Again, 4 maroon jerseys coming in to wrap him up, take care of business.
Cramps setting in, and we'll mention this. Danville hasn't played a full game all in 3 weeks. So
no.
Let's take a look at the 4A standings. I'll check the Milton score. They were beating Mount Carmel. Jersey Shore putting up, again, video game numbers, just like Danville. I mean, seriously. So those 2 guys, Jersey Shore is looking really good again in 4A out here in District 4.
And the Seals have done a tremendous job. Last year, we didn't get a chance to broadcast that game with Shamokin, but I'll tell you what, the coach is doing a great job down there, and those guys are on the cusp right now too.
Jersey Shore, again, a couple years away from making the state final game, where they lost, but still, a great job.
And Coach Gravish, I mean, he's just done a tremendous job down there.
Mount Carmel is leading Milton, 28-19. Last report in the second quarter. We'll try to update that. So Persing comes off after cramping up. And as I mentioned, Coach will tell you, the starters played to half most of these games. I mean, the numbers say it. 69, 52, and 58 were your scores.
When your team is rolling like that, you really could be called stupid if you keep your starters in when you have a 40-point lead, a 36-point lead, because bad things can happen to your starters at that point.
I think that's why you're seeing some of the cramps right now for Danville.
I totally agree with you, Bob.
So a big third down for both teams. Clock is rolling. Gordon hit as he throws. Finds Brown Stauffer, but Loyalsock is there. 2 yards short of a first down. Does Coach Brennan go for it?
No, I think Coach is gonna pin them in deep and make them earn it. Quick pass right out there. Look at that. Again, back out of the backfield. He's got just great low center of gravity. He comes out there, spins, jukes, trying to get that first down.
Punt team's on. Now remember, Hill and Andrews very dangerous back there. What does Hoffman do as he punts it? Good snap. High end over end. Fair catch by Andrews. He pulls it in. You hold your breath on those fair catches. Loyalsock trailing by 3. Now has the ball at the 25. Now we have ourselves a game. This is what we expected. A close matchup. Let's take it down to the last possession.
Look at the determination, intensity, and Coach Van Fleet right
he's a
there.
competitor.
Oh,
he is a competitor. Loyalsock last won their district championship in 2017. They beat Danville in that game 35-6. Danville comes in as the 2-time defending AAA District 4 champs. Back to Hill. Hill can't go anywhere. Good tackle by Brown Stauffer.
They're just running him off tackle like they've done all night. Again, they're all lead blocking to the right. He's cutting back to the left. And again, Danville is just being really patient and doing a great job with their responsibilities.
G has had a huge success tonight. The over 40-yard pass. He has, I think, 4 of them tonight. Both, not a lot of flags either in this one. He's going to layer it out. Down to Andrews. Makes the catch. He was in bounds. Into Danville territory.
Free safety, Zach Gordon on that one. Was in great position. I mean, look at this coverage, but more important, look at that perfect spiral, the way it just dropped in there. We are seeing a great high school football game where these coaches have coached these kids on great technique.
38-yard gain. It's Blaze Alexander first down for the Lancers, trailing by 3. Almost an exchange problem there, loss of 1. I mean, G can throw it. Against Berks, he had 198 yards and a touchdown. For a career for G, 2,404 yards, 26 touchdowns coming in, and just 4 interceptions.
Number 54, Lincoln Deal, just comes in and blows that play up behind the line of scrimmage and dropped them for a 1-yard loss.
G had a career high last year, 298 yards and 4 touchdowns against Mount Carmel. Back to Hill on the ground, inside the 40.
Again, this is the play that we keep seeing them do repeatedly. This Loyalsock Lancer offense is just going to feed him the ball, and good things are going to happen. And we saw that in the first half, and we're going to mirror this in the second half.
3rd and long. Hill, 2 yards short, 3 yards short, excuse me. And it's 4th down.
Ironman number 50, Joe Shipe, the 6-foot, 205-pound junior defensive tackle, came in there, and again, here we go. Davian Hill getting the ball, and he saw it, and he beat him.
141 and counting. Biggest play of the game. And let's call a timeout to discuss. Okay.
Well, that's a smart move.
Let's look at the 3A standings now. We mentioned Mifflinburg in there, along with Loyalsock, Danville, and the rest. So you think the 3 are going to be in the playoffs. Favorites to meet again, Danville, Mifflin, Loyalsock, but I don't know where Mifflinburg ends up. That would be tough because it could be the sandwich in the middle. They could end, Danville, Loyalsock could end up playing in the semifinals.
Again, we would end up seeing them, and I haven't followed Mifflinburg, but I'm going to have to start reading up more on what they're doing down there to be so successful.
I'll find their score in a second. Well, Loyalsock is used to having quarterbacks. I think the last time we were here, they came back. How about Connor Watkins? Remember him?
Yes, I do.
He is now the starting quarterback at Villanova, and they are ranked in the top 5.
I've heard of that school.
Yeah. So they produce quarterbacks here at Loyalsock, very good ones. So what does this quarterback, Tyler G., have on 4th down for his team? Movement. And I mentioned before, there were not a lot of flags under pressure. Kai Cavanaugh move. This may change the play. He'll back them up 5. And the senior knows it. Good news is clock stopped on the penalty. Here's the blitz. G. Over. Did he get it? Andrews pulls it in, and he has a Blaze Alexander first down. A 12-yard gain.
Cool, calm, and collected. Tyler G. strikes it right where it needs to be. Key first down. Lancer's still in business.
Look at this catch, though. I mean, Andrews he's just a junior, folks. Ryan Glunk is their leading receiver. He came back, and what body control he had. Back to Hill. Still on his feet. Inside the 25 to the 23, 118 and counting.
Steady diet of Davian Hill right here. Look at the he just jukes and jives, spins, dips that shoulder down. Unusual to see running backs doing that.
Danville has to dig down deep to the end zone. Andrews, flag down. Him and Persing, 2 fantastic athletes. We're going at it. and I believe it's going to go Loyalsock's way.
I would imagine it would. No.
No. And I was thinking the exact same thing. Offensive interference.
Wow.
We'll take a look at that one again. That's a tough call to make.
I was just going to, let's see it.
As I said, I think they're saying he's pulling Persing down.
Well, that's not a spot foul, not like the NFL, but it does back them up quite a bit.
Here we go from the end zone. Let's see if we can see the pushing and shoving. Good job, Alex, out there on camera. Oh, I don't know.
I'm not sure,
I think
but
that's incidental. I just think it's the back and forth. Some confusion on where the ball is going to be placed by the officials. I would say there's no flag. That would be mine.
I would have waved that
Don't
off.
throw a flag at all. Great job by our crew getting the shots for you tonight.
Here it is right here.
They must say Andrews pulled Persing down. Both can go for the ball. So 2nd and long now. Loyalsock just needs to get into field goal range. Another into double coverage. Intercepted by Aaron Johnson. May do it for Danville. He threw in the double coverage. Johnson pulls it down for his first interception on the year, and that may just give the Ironmen the win.
Tyler G trying to make things happen. There's a lot of pressure in his face. Backside, there were 2 receivers on the right-hand side, and they were covered, well covered. And again, this is a wonderful job by these guys understanding how to play the secondary coverage. What a key turnover at an awesome time for the Ironmen.
Loyalsock has 2 timeouts, Coach. There's 47 seconds left. Can they get the ball back? Figure out the math.
24, it's 1 second shy.
Gordon's going to waste time, take a timeout, 44 seconds left. But what a remarkable job by the Danville coaching staff, because they trailed at halftime 7-0. They came out playing different football. They obviously, last year they came here, they felt they were flat. Well, they were flat in the first half.
And Bob, I had asked you earlier, how far away is Danville? And I was thinking maybe it could be bus lag, and it's not. You said it's a 40-minute, 45-minute ride.
Yep.
So they did come out flat, and credit the Lancers. They came out, fired up, and they took control of the first half. Second half, not so much.
That's a big penalty late in this game on Loyalsock. Really set them up, and they had no choice but throw it down. Here's what we have. So we get to go to number 7 Dallas next week, back in the Wyoming Valley Conference. Big game, Lackawanna Trail 04's the rivals. We talked about them. It's always a big game. They're only Class A teams in District 2. And then we'll have another top 10 matchup if everything plays out. Crestwood against Hazleton. That's a big rivalry in Luzerne County.
It has become a huge rivalry, and Hazleton is having a great run under Dennis Buckman up there.
36. They didn't stop it. Well, Justin Van Fleet is a math teacher, and he figured out this is not going to work. So Danville comes to Kenneth Robbins Stadium and remains undefeated. The final score, 17-14. Loyalsock falls to 3-1. Both coaches now going to shake hands. Sarah Goulden with our players of the game. And they will be Ty Brown Stauffer, who had a big second half, and Carson Persing, who had the game-winning touchdown.
Again, Carson Persing, I tell you what, great kid. He's got a bright future, as does the rest of these Ironman seniors that have put so much time in to try to maintain the standard that Coach Brennan and his staff have tried to implement down there at Danville.
What a fantastic high school football game. We want to thank the crew, want to thank Loyalsock for having us, and we always love coming here into Lancer territory. It's a little bit of a drive for us, but that's okay. We like it out here.
Well worth
and we
it.
expect good football, and that's what we saw. Loyalsock has nothing to be ashamed about. They could have won the game. They're going to stay in our top 10, and they only lose by 3. And these two teams, you may see them play again in the playoffs. I guarantee you will see them.
Absolutely, Bob. The Danville team averaged 59 points a game.
59, yep.
And the Loyalsock Lancers defense held them to 17. So, and they scored 14 on their own. So you're seeing great high school football from the Heartland Conference right now, and they're putting notice out there to the rest of the state. Hey, we're for real down here.
Well, both teams are for real. Danville again facing Southern Columbia next week. Loyalsock goes against Williams Valley, so 2 more tough games for each team. And with the trophy, with our Allied Services players of the game, or excuse me, our Army National Guard players of the game, let's go down to Sarah now on the field.
Hi, I'm here now with the players of the game, and so Ty, you had a big interception Carson, you had a big interception tonight in the third quarter. How did that change the momentum of the game?
Oh, it definitely changed momentum. They played us tough. Obviously, they're a great team with great athletes all around the board, and we knew coming after halftime, we got the ball, put a score on. We just had to make some stops on defense, slow them down a little bit, and we'd be in good position to win the game.
Great, nice work tonight, and you guys are 4-0. How are you guys going to take that momentum going into the next game?
Well, you know, we're going to see these guys again, so we're not going to take it for granted, and we're going to get better for next week, and we got a really big game next week. This team's really good, so.
Great, well, great job tonight, guys, and back over to you, Bob.
There you saw Ty Brown-Stauffer make the catch. Thank you, Sarah. Nice job tonight. Filling in for Amanda. Amanda will be back next week. Brown-Stauffer headed to Army. Carson Persing headed to the Ivy League or Patriot League. Your Division I guys get the job done.
And a 2-time all-state receiver out there, put the ball in his hands, and good things happen for him offensively and defensively. We saw wonderful football here tonight in the Heartland. Bob, you mentioned it, and even the players echoed it. We're going to see them again in the playoffs. They know that.
Absolutely. They expect to see each other. A lot of respect on both sides. So Danville has 2 wins in a row now over Loyalsock. If they make it 3, it will be in the district playoffs. Great job by our crew tonight.
Always.
Our cameras doing great shots tonight by our camera crew. Some great, fantastic catches. Some of the best of the season. Great interceptions. Bill Murphy pushing the buttons in there. Tyler Peace doing graphics. John Klingerman on replay. And, of course, Mr. Steve Phillips producing this game. Make sure you check out the names of the camera guys because all the credit goes to them tonight. For Sarah Goulden, for Jan Cichak, this is Bob Ide saying, we'll see you in Dallas next week. The final score, number 2, Danville 17. Number 4, Loyalsock 14.
You're watching Allied Services Friday Night Rivals, presented by Tom Hesser Dealerships on MyTV WQMY.